Resources, inspiring interviews, business practices, and practical advice to take your art career to the next level. Join Sergio Gomez in today's Artist Next Level and get ready to take control of your career.
Today's episode, I'm doing a virtual studio visit with Elise Wagner in Oregon. We're going to talk about planning for a studio, like open studio day, and also doing it virtually. Well, hi, Elise. Good to see you today. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Welcome back.
Really great. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. And I really was looking forward to chatting with you because you've been super active. I've been following you also through social media and all the things that you are doing. I'm very excited to see you're having this weekend open studio event, and also you have a virtual release event. So you got all these things happening at the same time and preparing for other things. And also you have new help coming into your studio. So it's kind of a busy season for you right now.
It is. It really seems like there's a shift taking place, and I'm really excited about what's going on. And it's a very lively environment, and there's lots to do, and it's being done. So it's wonderful to see all of these things come to fruition.
Exciting. And one of the things that I was really interested in chatting with you is, as you're planning a studio visit, post kind of like pandemic lockdown, how are you kind of preparing for that as people are, still some of them like wondering, should I go, should I not go? How are you addressing that issue so that people feel comfortable about coming? Yeah,
I just sent out my announcement today again, our little reminder. And I basically said, I don't know how to do this because it's difficult. People are very wary of going out, and I don't want to assume it's just business as usual and, come to my studio. So I try to assure people that, we're going to be doing all kinds of safety measures. I set up different hour intervals on both days, and I set up a preview. And then there's a half hour in between where we're going to wipe everything down, and we're only going to allow 4 appointments at a time. And what I found to be really good about that is that you can really narrow in on who is interested. Mm-hmm. And, I, as much as I like having big public events in my studio, I go through more wine than I do art sales. And so this kind of helps it focus in on the people that buy art and are interested in what I'm doing, whether it's teaching or selling my small works or my prints. So there's something for everyone, and it does create a little bit of a focus. Mm-hmm. And another thing I'm doing differently is I'm giving the option if people really are wary, and I'm with the best of them there. I'm wary as well. I don't know what to do when it comes to going to public events, and I want to stay safe because I was in New York, up until mid-March. Mm-hmm. So what I'm doing is I'm offering a Zoom call. So a virtual Zoom call for an appointment. They can set it up with me through my email, and then we can take them on a virtual tour of everything. So that's another way I'm tackling what I normally do. This is an 18-year tradition here at my studio. Wow. I've been having summer studio open houses since I moved into my house and remodeled the garage into my studio. So it's there's a place that's rich with history at my home, and I always invite people in to see my studio, and I want that tradition to continue, but it's continuing in a different way, and I'm just trying as hard as I can to just go with the changes. Yeah. No, I love that, how you are adapting to the realities. You're not, like you said, just going business as usual. And that's why I wanted to have this chat with you too, because I'm sure there are a lot of artists who are watching this video right now and maybe are planning something similar. They're kind of thinking about the different ideas and how to run and how to do it. So I think you have really thought about all the different elements of this idea of, well, let's do a bracket of time. So only a certain amount of people can come at a certain time. So that has, invites people to sign in or reserve a spot where they're coming, and they know that they won't be in a big crowd, but very strict measures. And then I love that idea of giving a cushion in between to sanitize in any case. And anyway, when somebody will come to your studio, it's not like they're going to be touching everything, or you don't touch it, right? But at least just to give you
and I think more than anything gives also the person on the other side a sense of relief and a sense of assurance that you are doing your part, to keep everyone safe as well.
Yeah, and that they can go out and do something fun, and it is summer.
Exactly. Yeah,
and
exactly.
then, I open the garage door. There's still a garage door on my studio, so I just open that. And in the summertime, it's very open air.
Oh, wow.
I work indoor and outdoor. Everything is on wheels so that I can work indoors and outdoors.
Yeah. Are you putting also like maybe outside, like in the driveway or patio, like little chairs or something where people can sit down?
Yeah, there's going to be a shaded area. I have a big shade that I get out, and I put it on what we're starting to call the lanai patio, which is a separate
nice.
from the bamboo patio. And then I will often take my larger works if somebody makes a request for that from my inventory, and I'll just set them right in my bamboo grove.
That's awesome.
Look at them in the bamboo.
So you're thinking about all the different
really fun, creative ways to display the art too around here, which is really wonderful.
And so then, how about for the online studio visits? Are you going to be doing like scheduling them one-on-one, or is it like you can join at a certain time and you'll be one of many people joining with the virtual tour?
It really depends on the response rate. So far, it's low. So I would say that it would probably be a one-on-one where I'm walking around with my phone or my computer. The other thing that's on the table for today, I think, with my Chief Content Officer, Ren, is the possibility of a Facebook Live on the preview night, which would be cool. Friday. So I have to get with that in my head right now. I'm still finishing 15 pieces, so lots to do.
That's awesome. And since you brought it up, that's another kind of part of the conversation that I really wanted to have with you, is the idea of, and I have done previously a Breakfast with Sergio episodes in which I talk about, bringing a studio assistant or somebody who can help you in different parts or areas of your career where you might need the help, so that you can focus on the things that you want to focus on. And so recently you brought in to your artist studio team a content, give me again the chief content.
We arrived at Chief Content Officer.
Chief Content Officer. I love that. That's super cool.
Very
super
talented
awesome.
Musician and marketer, and moved here from West Virginia. And this plan was delayed from, it was supposed to happen in April, and we were in New York together. And then I was in lockdown at her home in West Virginia. And then she drove out here and has moved into the house and is helping with a rental exchange. So it's a perfect situation. So she does a certain amount of hours per month, and then it alleviates me from some of the things that I don't get to or have the time to do. Yeah. So it's wonderful. It goes from anywhere from my artwork archive organization to actually being in the studio while I'm working and shooting what I'm doing, and just eliminates that whole step of having to set up the camera and get the right tripod, and I have all the equipment. I just don't, I cannot, I'm not like a genie. So I need another human, and in this isolation, that has been very challenging to make nice videos where you're just the one person and you're shooting it and you want to get a different angle, but you can't because you're not that other person. That's
exactly. Well, and I think what is nice is then it allows you to then focus on the things that you really want to spend the time on, because the other things are still getting done. And then you're bringing also another set of expertise into the team, because at the end of the day, running your career is running a full business, and you have to think about all parts of the business. So bringing people in the areas that you need help, I think is very important. And as we kind of prepare to wrapping it up, talking about investment, you have invested also in learning, and you came also and were with us in the Art Next Level Academy for quite some time. So tell us a little bit also about your experience, learning inside the academy.
It was a wonderful experience. I gained quite a bit I learned a lot about social media and about the importance of really connecting with your audience That's a very big one. Staying in touch with people, not being afraid to say, hey, I have something going on and I'm going to share it with you.
Right.
And just staying connected, website stuff, social media, the Instagram, very helpful. Learning about hashtags. I mean, just that you can search a hashtag and follow a hashtag, and then how that whole algorithm works and changes, and it's complicated. And I've had a very love-hate relationship with Instagram, but very helpful in that way. And also the community, the people that I've met some wonderful other artists, and having that community. When you have a frustration or you come up against something that you don't know what to do, there's always someone that's a little further ahead or a little behind. And so, you shouldn't feel self-conscious about, where you're at. It's where you are. And then just use everything as a resource, including the people that, you meet people, their resources, and an incredible amount of information on there. Another thing that I did through Art Next Level was I learned about the drop shipping options and merchandising of my work on scarves and tote bags and things like that. And that's been a pretty, it's something that needs a little bit of love, like every channel
like everything else
revenue does. But it's perking along, and that was a wonderful thing to learn about too, is how you can add another layer of and have all of these passive forms of income to support yourself as an artist.
Well, thank you, Elise. I mean, that was also really fun to get to know you more through the Academy and through all the things that we do together as well. And as we close this session, because you've been awesome, and that's why you are a good friend of Breakfast with Sergio. Tell us, where can our friends find you online and also on social media? And really quickly also, before you do that, which I also would like to give you a chance to do, if you can give us just a quick snapshot of what type of work you make for those friends who have not seen your work before.
Oh, okay. You can find my work at EliseWagner.com and Instagram at Elise Wagner Studio. And I am also on Twitter and Facebook as Elise Wagner. And what I do is I work with the medium of encaustic painting, which is an ancient medium that combines beeswax, resin, and pigment. And I've been working with it. I taught myself how to do it in around 2000 or 1992, actually. Oh, okay. And then around 2001, I started printing from the texture of my paintings on an etching press. And so I also am a printmaker. I print mostly encaustic collagraphs and monotypes. And I do small work and big work, and I show at galleries in Houston, Washington, D.C., and Seattle, as well as a print gallery in Palm Springs. And right now I'm running my own local show here at my studio in Portland, but I also show at a coastal gallery in Astoria, Oregon. So, awesome. Yeah.
Well, very cool. Thank you, Elise. And for our friends, also Elise has online workshops that she does. So check those out too on her website. Make sure you do that. And,
yes, new workshops. One is coming up on the 14th of July. I'm teaching encaustic collograph printmaking.
Oh, that's exciting.
So join me. You can meet me in my studio and we can have some fun.
Very cool. Is that one a virtual workshop or on
workshop? Yeah.
Okay. Super.
Just on Zoom, yeah.
Excellent. Well, Elise, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to all our friends.
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me. And hello to everybody. Just keep on keeping on. Keep on creating.
Absolutely.
Check out our website at www.theartistnextlevel.com, where you will find our podcast library, learn about our upcoming webinars, find resources relevant to your career, and much more. Thanks for listening to today's podcast, and we'll see you at the next level.